of me and, Laura Whitmore and Hosier fighting for the lower places while Katie has just kept herself there.
It's the Women's Olympic Boxing Finals in 2012. I presume it's Katie Taylor?
It is Katie Taylor. They did the Aaron Avian, and I got to belt out Aaron Avian. So that was a lovely thing. And I think I may have shed a tear on camera, which is not a thing I've done that often.
Why so emotional for Katie?
Singing Aaron Avian on on an international stage might have been that. There may be a Bray element to it as well. After all, but she had comfortably displaced me from the Bray fame chart. There's a constant clatter of me and Laura Whitmore and Hosier fighting for the lower places while Katie has just kept herself there. But I don't know. I think it was a bit of Aaron Avian. The other one I mentioned, I didn't cry during that, which is the men's pommel horse final. That was Rhys McClanahan's final. Oh. And that was a phenomenal event to be at. Rhys came out, nailed it. The most nerve-wracking thing I've ever seen in my life. I just remember being in just absolute tenterhooks for the entire length of it. The place cleared out and my wife said, look, we can get around to where they are. We're the opposite side. So we ran around to where the medals are being handed out. And he was waving up like whatever and smiling. And he said, oh, he must have seen you. I said, he's not. He's seen the rest of his people here. But was walking through Paris with my wife that evening. I said, look, I'm feeling very Irish at the moment. I'm going to have to go and be among Irish people. She said, I will look after the children. I said, thank you very much. And I ran to where the Irish bar was. And then Rhys came in and I burrowed my way through to come over and go, hello, I was there. And he said, I know, I saw you. And then I met the coach and I said, look, how long was that? And this is the key thing. He said, 10 years of training for 49 seconds.
Wow.
And I said, oh, look, I was there. He said, yeah, I know you were there. We heard you singing the national anthem.